All right, hello everybody. Warrior Junior Live. Your ultimate fighter, your ultimate loser. Yeah, you know that show, The Biggest Loser. It's a onomatopoeia. It's the Biggest Loser. What I mean, but it's supposed to be heavy people who lose. And that is absolutely retarded. I mean, think about it. They take these people, they're grossly, morbidly obese, and then they work them to the bone. And that is absolutely retarded. I mean, this type of, and then I like how these personal trainers, who's this Gilligan Michaels, Gilligan Michaels, and I did it. This Gilligan Michaels, whatever, and she's like real skinny and everything, and that's supposed to be the epitome of what a woman is supposed to look like, that's sexy and attractive. I mean, I'm sorry. You know, she's all right. You know what I mean? But I mean, look, I don't like those kind of you know. There's something, I mean, look, I've seen some women that like, I saw this chick that was doing CrossFit, or she was going to this place called Brick, and I was just like, wow, all right, like just the way the muscle, like on her body, like her legs and everything. I was like, all right, I was like, shit. And then I've seen some women that like just get too thin, and they got like this bony kind of muscularity where it just doesn't look good, like Madonna or something, or like Linda Hamilton or something. I don't know who to describe. It's like this bony kind of muscularity. It doesn't have not. It's like you gotta understand that to me that fat, like the way it fits in the jeans, if it's kind of like their legs are thick and their ass is like kind of full. I like it, it's real nice. But most of these women, they just don't, it's a rare combination of just not going too much, or or these people, they just starve themselves kind of thing. That's, to me, that's like disgusting. These women that look, these models, that are just skinny. It's like this skin and bones. It's like nothing. I can't be with that. I wouldn't. You can have it. You can. The Cosmos says you're fat, and I ain't down with that. Words and things are sticking, and I'm thinking about sticking. So the same thing in the magazines. You ain't it, misting. It's like shocked. It's like I don't like. I gotta have some. I'm a visual guy, and when I like, I rather bigger. I rather bigger than skinny. I rather go. I've been with women that are heavy too, and I've seen the really, really big. That I can't do. They call it the orca fat. I can't. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. But I've been with women that have some good size on there, and I was like, they had like the boobs and stuff, and I was like, all right, it's okay, it's all right. Look, I'm not, I don't discriminate. I regulate. That's right. The big pun. All right. So before, I know we guys started, but this episode is being brought to you by Joe's fiery chicken curries. Okay, this app, that's what I'm making. It's I thaw it out before I nuke it. So my philosophy is, if you're going to be chicken, you're gonna be fiery. Okay, so enough with that. I like to see that, like Johnny Carson. Is that, yeah, yeah. Wow. On today's episode, what we're gonna have here is, we're gonna have Dolly Parton on this episode, and let me tell you, sweetie, I would give just about a month's salary to see what's underneath that dress. Remember he said that? I was like, just, it's great. Take a look under. It was good. It was good, classic. She had, if you go back and you look at her, like when she was in 9 to 5, Rhinestone, whatever, Stallone or something like that, it's like, wow, just the way, the shape and the body and the tits and her face, I was like, wow, I was, and unfortunately, just it's a short-lived thing. Women, you know, you know, this makes for a very, very interesting theory, because I think about this. We are programmed from whatever to like a certain thing. I don't care. The gay likes guys, whatever. Well, guys, straight people like this certain type of women. But where does your preference come from? Your visual preference come from? Well, people say it's like when you're young, you have something that happened to you, or a certain type you've seen in the movies and television when you're young, or something like maybe they resemble. a relative, or relate to your parents or something. I don't know. I don't know. I think around 12 years old, you kind of know what you like, coming into that, who you are. So I think, like, in a way, it's important that we don't get brainwashed, by the societal norms. I tell you, these shows and these things and the magazines, and telling you what is beautiful. Playboy. Oh, he saw his first Playboy when he was 14 years old, and who's on the cover? It's somebody, a centerfold, whatever, it's airbrush, and it's not, and they show you something that's supposed to be quote unquote perfect, or what is considered quote unquote attractive. Now, this is a problem because you get these expectations in your mind, and I think you become kind of like brainwashed. There are plenty of guys that don't get brainwashed like this, but then unfortunately, the next level up is porn, and most of the women are pretty damn attractive. And it doesn't matter. It's like, there's beautiful women that are hard up for money, and it's like they say, okay, well, fine, I have to just have sex with this guy, and they get a guy. And some of these guys are gay. They're gay for pay or whatever. They're not. That's different. The gay for pay, but the porn. I've seen this one guy. Like he got 20 guys before he did like 500 women or something. It's like ridiculous. He's a good looking dude. And he's fucking all these women, like he's gorgeous, these women, and he's good looking, he was. And I don't want to give anybody credit, I don't like doing that, because, but the thing is, it's not what you think, it's like you're watching and you're thinking, you're like, wow, look at this guy go. I wish I could be a real man, like that guy. But that's not the real love. It's nothing. It's but I don't care. It's like you want to do it too. You want to do it, but you're watching this thing where it's not it's not possible. You're kind of setting yourself up for failure, is what it is. And it's a sad, it sucks because it's an outlet. It's an outlet. You're watching this stuff and you're like, well, at least I get to get rid of it, and then I'm okay for a little while. Yeah, but you know what? When you're getting off, what you're doing is you're kind of like, that's your energy. I know it sounds, it doesn't really make any sense, but I've heard of people like that I've read. I looked on YouTube, and these people, the comments, they know FAP, and they don't watch any of this stuff, and they say, wow, that energy goes to like the chakras or whatever in the body, and you build some type of normality because you're not watching that shit anymore. You're kind of becoming more imagination, your creativity starts flowing, or your energy starts, because you're not releasing it all every 2 seconds. I mean, I don't know, like it bothers me. It bothers me because it's like, you get one shot on this planet, and what happens is, and your time starts to add up. Let me tell you what happened tonight. Um, a couple things happened. I'm going to tell you what happened at the market, and then later, I'll tell you what happened a couple hours ago. So I told you, I go to this nightclub around me. It's not really for me. It's for like alternative people, if you know what I mean. That's all I have to say. I don't want to give up anything or tell you anything much because it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant information. The whole point is, like, I saw this chick. Well, I don't know what it was. I think it was a chick. Anyways, with a group of guys, and it just really bothered me. I really want to say something, and I had a feeling they're going to be in that club. That's like the big place in my area here. So I let me go home with my groceries, and I gotta go. I gotta try. So I threw my groceries down. I said, I'm going out there. So I went out there, and I went into that club. First time I've been in there in a very long time. I usually stand outside of there, because I have my water with me, and I can't bring your water in there, but I found a place I could hide it. But I said, start going in, see what's going on. And there's like a lot of lesbians in there and something. There's a lot of gays. I don't. They don't bother me. They don't bother me, but kind of like they get in the way of what you're going after. Anyway, I saw the chick that she was sitting at a table on a booth with, like, she was kind of like boxed in, and I just procrastinated. I sit there. I said, oh, we'll wait till she kind of, and I something tells me I'll just be able to get a nice comment in there, and then it wasn't going to go any further, kind of thing. I don't know, and that was that. That was kind of upset about that. That's enough about that. What happened was on the way there, there's another high-end club that I walked by, but this place can't get in. It's like bottle service, retarded guest list thing. And there were three chicks. They couldn't get in. So I wound up walking to the corner. Then now the corner is my route to where I go. I have my route that I walk uh, when I'm, going out to these places. Anyway, so I walked by them. They weren't really my type. They're not bad. They just didn't qualify, for me to. And I heard them say something about, oh, they didn't let us in because of their ego or something like that. They were really kind of upset about that. I got about a block away and I said, it was eating at me, right? It was eating at me that I didn't say what I felt when I walked by them because I wanted to say something. So I stopped and I walked all the way back. And when I got to them, the natural thing that I was going to say first was, excuse me, sorry, which is the pussy, which you know now is never to be spoken again. You only apologize for something that's sincere apologies. You never apologize to try to get a woman's attention, and you never say, sorry, excuse me. That's a transient, vagrant, homeless pickup line is what it is. Okay, it's never to be spoken. It is banished from the vocabulary of anybody that's trying to become anything successful. You do not want to think down here. Okay, you want to get up, different and creative. Do not fall into the lower. Do not fall into the 100 group of 100 and do not be 101. I just went up there and I said, I have to tell you something. And they kind of ignored me for a second, but I kept talking. And I says, you know what I have to, and I didn't. And then I got they listened to me for a second. And I said, I want you to remember one thing about why you didn't go in that club, because you ladies are better than that. And they looked at me and they like, my God, I hit them on an emotional level. Thank you. They said like, thank you. Wow, you're right or something. And then I just left. I walked off. I said I had to come back to say what I felt, and I'm leaving now. And I left. Felt good. Should have been spoken immediately. The procrastination of a block and a walk back. So the lesson to be learned is that when you do the approach, sometimes when you count to 3, do what you feel. I'm telling you, that's a problem. Even me, the blinders on kind of thing. I know. I'm trying to crack through the ice. And what happens is, if it's not like one time. What happens is if you stop doing it, if you stop progressing, guess what happens? A new layer of ice forms. It comes over, and it puts you back into your place that you used to be real easily. Okay, so I already told you what happened at the nightclub thing. Then when I left that nightclub, I walked home, on my way back, there's another nightclub across the street. Again, the alternative gays, whatever. And I saw there was a very, very attractive woman, they have an outdoor, when you're on the sidewalk, they have like, you can see people right there. There's like a bar kind of thing. And she was blonde. She was really attractive. And there was a dude that was working on her on the sidewalk. I stopped. I said, I could tell he was trying to do pickup. He was a PUA. He was trying to do something. This guy was well put together. Okay, like his style, his hair was really nice. He was a young dude, but I could tell, like the way this guy dressed, this guy was not fucking around. Okay, like I could tell, like he was like serious PUA, working kind of thing. He was on her, focused on her, even though she was there was other people around, but I'm surprised they didn't try to box him out kind of thing. I was very surprised. I kind of looked at his mannerisms. He did have that kind of a gayish kind of flow or something, but I watched and then I saw he got the hug kind of thing, and then he went into the club. I went in. I could tell, like I was far enough away where I just wanted to do observations for like a minute or two to see if there was any other PUA that was that was working with him and stuff. And I just wanted to do observation to see his success that he was getting. It looked very good. She was like really happy, like the hug kind of thing. This guy was very tall. He was pretty damn good looking, just the way he was groomed and everything. And so when I left there, I walked and I said to myself, "Oh my God, man!" I said, "Mike, you see what you're up against, Warrior Junior? You see what you're up against? You're up against guys like that. you're up against dudes like that are approaching these kind of women that you like constantly and stuff like that. I go, fuck, dude. Yeah, yeah. It was a reminder. It's a reminder of how hard it is. Like guys like that stuff. I was gonna try to talk to him, but I didn't care really. I said, all right, he's going in there. I don't care. I gotta get home. I'm hungry. I don't get something to eat. Think about that. When you go in these clubs and shit like that and time wasting, I get, I told you, I train really hard, like when I'm fighting and stuff like that. Your body's anabolic. It needs good rest, needs good food. You're wasting time going to all these other places and trying to do this shit. I know, but it's like I look at it like this. If you're not out there and you're not like trying and getting anything, you're just sitting around doing nothing, then you're wasting time too. So what you want to do is like you want to get everything out of life. I mean, for me anyway, like bothers me. I guess when I saw that chick or whatever, with a group, it just kind of like really motivated me, and I can't believe it. She's right there, like, but I couldn't, I had somebody to help me motivate me, like not motivate me, just kind of like I don't know, it's like nobody has the answers, like it's not that simple, you know what I mean? You're fighting this uphill battle, you gotta understand this place is loud, interference, people running around, everything like that. It's not ideal. It's not ideal at night, and then during the day everybody's busy and this and that, so it's not ideal then too. It's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's like all these people out there, but then there's nobody out there. And then when there's like you get your chance, and it's like this busy too. It's like this unwritten law. It's like the 11th commandment: "Thou shalt not meet women like when you have a chance or something." I don't know. It's like this unwritten law that says thou cannot meet women during the day or something. Thou must be in a gathering or special occasion or something. You just can't meet people like at a market or walking or anything. It's like the this bogus way of societal thought, this societal norms, I call it, like a way of doing things. And, it just makes everything, I know I'm rambling and babbling, but it's like there's truth in this babble, the Tower of Babel, whatever, fell down. Who was it? Was the guy? I almost said Book of Enoch. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's a nonsense. The fucking whatever, they built the thing, the tallest thing, and it came down, Tower of Babbling, Babylon or whatever, and then it was like God struck it down. It was too big. I don't know what to believe about this shit. I don't care. But another thing that's very, very important to mention was what happened at the market prior to my evening nightclub nonsense waste of time. Okay, so I go to this market that's local to me, and I think if you go back to my earlier episodes, I told you this guy, this fucking guy's all tatted up, he thinks like he's some tough gay. He's got this attitude all the time, and I don't fall for it, like I don't cave to it. And he told me, he goes to me one time, he goes, take your stuff out of the basket. So I go, I know how to do that. I don't need to be told that. And then he goes, he goes to me, you got a problem? And I go, I don't know, do you? So like I throw it back on him. I told you, you're not gonna fucking one up me, like I can volley it back right in your face, I can swing the fucking tennis racket, right up your ass, easily. I'm not brand new. I've been on the court. I've been on, I told you that's all I do is you're gonna throw something at me, I'm gonna hit your pitch right up your fucking face or off your head into the bleachers, like I that's all I do is practice. So you're gonna come at me with a harassing, inquisitive statement like that, like you got a problem, what's your problem, what kind of fucking what kind of thing is that? So what happens, I hold my ground. And I always say I can bag my groceries on my own, and then I try to be nice about it. What I said, and so this guy, I told you. Now what happened was I went in there today, and there's this girl that used to be, a grocery bagger, and she sees me there all the time. So I guess they promoted her to checker, but she's like this tough kind of thuggy Mexican chick. Okay, I'm sorry, that's how she just comes off. And she kind of like, okay, so I was up and I put my, and there was somebody else to bag the groceries, so I said it nicely. I said, I can bag my own groceries, thank you, I'm gonna be pleased, thank you. I made sure it said, please or whatever. And so I was getting this kind of attitude from her, but I didn't say anything. I was getting, and so I tried to swipe my card. You got to use a club card because it's stupid, part of the club. And I don't know if it was going through. I was getting a different screen, so I was saying, "Hey, is this working here?" And she's like, "I don't know what it was." She gave me kind of that, and then she goes, "You." She said something. What did she say exactly? She goes, "You come in here with an attitude or something." She said something along that line. She said something along those lines, like, "You come in here like and agitate people," or something. I don't know what she's now, but it was a comment that was completely uncalled for. I remember she that's what she threw that first. She says, like, "You come in here and agitate like at people," and I was gonna react, but I said, "Okay, wait a second. I'm not gonna react because this person is a homo inferior." Okay, all right. And I'm not saying that because she works at the market. I'm saying that because of she is going along with that guy. They stick together kind of thing. They don't think independently kind of thing. So he tells her, "Oh, that guy is nothing," and she just believes it. I could tell because I could read body language. I could read what she said to me. What she said to me was completely uncalled for, and I wouldn't let it crack my frame. And I wouldn't educate her because she's too far down here. She's too far down. So I thought about it and I said, "Oh, okay, well, you're dealing with an inferior. So just ignore. Just ignore." And I did. And then I had a problem with a coupon, because I was she was telling me, like, just her attitude, use a pen, and I tried not using it first, like I like doing shit on my own. I don't like being commanded, but I tried doing it on my own, and at the end I said, "Oh, I got this coupon." She just didn't care to assume, and then the manager came over and gave me the 55 cents. It was kind of cool, but she wanted like a reaction. She wanted me to get pissed or something because I guess maybe that could get me banned from the market. That's what same dude at the gym by calling me darling. Like when I was leaving. Um, they want, I know, because you don't fit the area and stuff like that. So they're going to use trickery here, a little bit of psychological trickery to try to get you out of there. Believe me, I do not discount the homo inferior stupidity of trying to pull you down. Very important to remember this. Remember I talked about the crabs in the bucket? Where the crab starts to be independent coming out, and the other ones will pull it down to keep it from climbing out. We need you. We need you down with us. Or sheep, one step above the homo inferior, the average, whatever. But that woman was definitely an inferior. She couldn't think for herself. She wouldn't ask her. She said, "You're the guy that comes in here and gives everybody a hard time." I wouldn't even react. What do you base that on? I didn't even have to say. I didn't have to convince her. It was really nice, actually. What she said not being nice is to me being assertive and holding my ground. When that guy said to me, "You got a problem? What kind of what's your problem?" He goes, he started. He started. Why? How could you say something like that? Working in the market, you're supposed to be respectful, and you're not supposed to. I'm the customer. Okay? It was unwarranted. Unwarranted. Believe me, anybody that comes at me like that, it's because they're insecure. Okay? I don't go out trying to rile people up. It doesn't do anything for me. It gets nothing. I don't need to agitate people. They get agitated on their own because they have a weak ego. They have a weak frame and a fragile ego. Okay? Nobody trained them. And that's why they're down there. They're not down there because they work at a market. Okay? Don't get me wrong. There's a guy that works at that market. He's very intelligent. We have we talk conspiracy theories and everything. I have a great time talking to that one guy. Okay? He's actually I would consider him in the gray area above the sheep. Okay? So don't misconstrue that I say just because somebody's working or something, they're than the average or nothing. There's people above, okay? I don't generalize. I mean, I generalize, the masses, but they're, I each, what is it, 7-Eleven? Each one is independently owned and operated or whatever, each person. But when a woman sides with, that mean Mexican woman or whatever that sides with the guy, and I'm just defending myself, you can't defend, you can't rationalize with those people. They're too far down. Their minds are made up. You can't, she's already angry at me. It doesn't matter because her mind is not independent. It's being controlled by, whatever she heard from that guy. She didn't hear it from me. She heard it from that guy. You come in here all the time. Yeah, well, I'm just standing up for myself. I'm standing up for myself, and then people are offended by that. They're not used to somebody like me. They're not used to somebody like me. That can be, when people are offended. They get defense. They don't know what to think. It's like you're shocking the system. Fuck. I don't care though. I have to hold ground. I have to hold my position. Because if I don't, they will pull you down. Society will pull you back down. The crabs will pull you back down. You have to be first. You don't understand. You can't make everybody happy. It's hard. They're going to criticize you. There's somebody, I got a comment on here on my last episode as I was talking. I don't respond to comments. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you listen to me or not, because this is my show. I'm the one that's telling you. I don't care. If somebody put, well, I think that you're, I don't care what you think. I don't care. This is not for you. Okay? I think you're, don't listen to me. I don't care. I don't care. You do absolutely nothing for me. Okay? It doesn't matter. I don't care if 100 people listen all at once. I don't care if 1,000 people listen all at once. Actually, I do, because it would be monetized. I think I would get money. That would be kind of cool. But the bottom line is that I do not allow the inmates to run the asylum. And I got that from Teddy Long, and I know I took that from SmackDown episode. It's a really cool line. I used that. I applied to be a teacher, in Las Vegas and I had an interview, and they say, well, what do you tell me? What can you do that's unique? And I said, I will not allow the inmates to run the asylum. I thought it was cute, a cute line. They didn't like that. They didn't like that. They didn't hire me anyway. Hire me to be a fucking teacher. You know what I am? I'm a night teacher is what I am. Okay? I'm a night teacher. I thought about this. I do something that a lot of people, I can fucking educate people about the night world. They don't have people like me out there. Okay? I talk about the way the world applies in my mind. That's teaching. That's what a teacher does. I don't need to read out of a book. I don't need to I can tell you from my own life experience. There should be plenty of young people willing to listen and learn from somebody that actually lived it. But they don't, Instead, they fucking go out there and they cook, or whatever. They box you out of it. Get out of here, old man. Old man, what? Why? What do you mean, get out of here? Why can't I participate? Why can't I have fun? Because you don't belong here. Where do I go? I don't know. Go wherever you want. Exactly. I go wherever, but not here. And I said, well, guess what? I am going wherever I want, and I'm coming here whether you like it or not. Okay, that's part of like being bold in life. Now I regret I wasn't bold when I saw that chick in the group there. I know, I know. You see how hard it is. You talk big and everything. I talk big because I'm trying as hard as I can to break through the paralyzing paralysis of ice, of fear, of rejection, of that's built over 47 years. There's a lot there. Try fucking putting 47 years worth of bricks up, right? And then say, oh, this has got to come down. This wall this is bullshit. This got to come down. Well, you need a fucking jackhammer, a fucking Thor's Thor's hammer, or whatever to break through that shit. It's not easy. It's fortified, very strong. Okay, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to do that, and nobody is all the people that are watching me trying to do that. Most of them are telling me, you can't break that wall down. Don't even waste your time, man. There's too much bricks there. The wall is too high. The wall is fortified with concrete, man. You're wasting your time. We don't want you to break down the wall. That's what guys that are protecting the women or whatever. You don't understand how difficult this is. This is incredibly challenging, okay? Especially when you get older. And even when you're young, you're scared too. I told you I went to a PUA seminar at this house. The guy put me on the spot. I forgot what his name was. He wrote a book or something. He told me shave my head, and I had to, the only reason that he related with me at the time, I was a natural bodybuilder, so he sympathized with that. He talked with me afterwards, but he's trying to give me real hard love, tough love, and everything like that. It was really, boy, they tore me a new one. Can you believe that? It's like it's like, who wants to get torn apart? When you're shy and sensitive, that's all you need, right? Is somebody fucking putting your head in the fucking ground and telling you that no, what you're doing is wrong. I mean, it's like, god damn, wow, um, unbelievable. How difficult. Young people don't really realize difficult. Well, it can be. Okay, I'll retract because Ross Jeffries talks about when he was in college at UCLA how incredibly that pain is if it can be a sharp tool, if used properly, it can be a sharp tool to build you into the person that you want to be. But it's unfortunately you do not see the what you have to go through to get there. I don't need to talk about how I train in the gym because it's very, very hard. Okay, I push myself to the limits constantly, and it's like I gotta be in my mind. It's like if I am not working as hard as I can, then I'm wasting my time. It's a waste of time. It is. That guy, outside that nightclub, with that girl right there, she was on it. And I'm trying to explain this, that he's on the sidewalk, she's in the club, and there's like whoever she's with, and this guy's working on her. I don't understand how the guys didn't like box him out. Hey, get out of here. She's with us, kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. It seems like every time I try, I get like the go away kind of thing. I don't understand. It's like, well, you're too old already. So like maybe I should just go to Forest Lawn and just say, okay, I'm here. Let me in. I'm too old. Here I am. Okay, I know it sounds a little ridiculous, but that's how society makes you feel. Okay? That's how these people make you feel when you try. Okay? Now, I went to the thing with the older people, and the problem is they're too old. I'm in the gray area. You're too old for this and you're too young for that. Can you imagine how that sucks? You're not welcome here and you're not welcome there. Actually, I am welcome there, but I was criticized by an older guy telling me to calm down in the bathroom. I was taking a piss, and he goes, "Calm down." I go, "What do you mean? I have to pee. What do you?" No, 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 no. You don't understand. When you're out there and you're like dancing crazy and everything, like you're just a little too much. And I go, "You don't understand. That's because no, I'm not a little too much. Everybody here is a little too little for me. You don't know. I come all the way 50 miles. I fucking take a train all the way to fucking Anaheim or Irvine or whatever. I'm gonna give it my all. I'm not there to stand around. I'm there to fucking to go after. I use the HDV, my power, you know? And he telling me to water it down, calm. And then I see it's the same people, whatever, over 200 people last week. It didn't matter. You know, I still didn't get nothing. Yeah, I danced with a woman all night, but I didn't get nothing. Gives me the stupid text. I'll be like your big sister. Huh? 55 years old? You're telling me what? What? It's like saying like woman's going like this, right? Here it comes. Boom! At the end of the night. You know how many times I've schlepped all the way to these fucking places far away, danced my ass off all night and everything like that, maybe try to meet somebody, and then I'm the last one to leave. Soaking sweat, soaking drenched, whatever. In the cold out there by myself. I figure I got how the hell am I gonna get all the way home now by my you have no fucking idea. Try thousands upon thousands of nights. Thousands upon thousands. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. How many nights are there in 10 years? 3,650 nights, okay? So if I've been going out doing this for, okay, let's see, ever since I was 21, I'm 47, that's 26 years. 26 years. And I go out all the time, almost every night when I was going out. 3,060, so 20 years is 7,300, okay? There's not a far stretch of the imagination that I've been out at least 10,000 nights, at least. It's not far-fetched. It's very, very possible, okay? And can you believe out of 10,000 nights of going out to nightclubs and bars and whatever, dancing your ass off and maybe trying to meet somebody, you get nothing? Just about nothing, okay? Well, you got no pickup and stuff like that. I know. See, I play my own devil's advocate here. Okay, you don't understand something. Okay, I told you what happened in the '90s. That show Friends. People start going out with our friends all together. You're by yourself. You're a lone wolf. Okay, you're by yourself. The women that go out with their friends, the other one's gonna talk her out or keep you out of there. You know, you're breaking up the group or whatever of two of them. They're giving one attention, the other one's getting jealous. We're fine. You know how many times, or they come up and dance with you. The nerve of how many times women would come up and dance with me and go back to their boyfriends or their girlfriends. They're not interested. They're just trying to take away your time, what you're doing, okay? And they ask me a stupid thing. How'd you get so fucking good? Well, you gotta go ahead and go out dancing, for 10,000 nights and practicing. I think you get pretty good, okay? I don't give them that attitude, by the way, okay? Because I know. Then you turn into a curmudgeon like that guy. I was a curmudgeon, but I'm not. I changed. I'm not complaining. I'm not a curmudgeon. I go out and try to have a good time, but it sucks when you don't get nothing, okay? It sucks. Can you imagine a woman in her prime going out all the time and not getting nothing? She would think, like, what's wrong with me? It doesn't work that way. You don't understand, okay? You don't understand. That's why women can't understand a guy's perspective. They can't, because they're not a guy, okay? They only know what they know. It's just very hard. And as time goes on, you get older. What happens is the young people, they're not from your time anymore. Those women that are from your, their time, they're already married or something. How could a woman that didn't have kids, a good looking or not married, what's wrong? Why? There's a reason why. There's always a reason. There's always a reason, okay? It always is. And as I got older, I kept going out and stuff, and then I started to get old. I was like, wait a second, now these people are younger than me. I watched it all. I lived it all. I watched generation change. And then I said, okay, well, I got the solution here. I go to this old people, they're dancing. Old people, I'm not far. I remember when I first started going, I might have been 45, and they go, you need to be at least 50, but they welcomed me there. Now it's like I'm starting to get close, but still, those people are a lot older, and they're, it's very hard. Same people going there all the time, so it's like you're kind of know what your deal is, kind of thing. You already shot your wad, kind of thing. It's like, you want to get everything out of this life while you're here. That's the point of being alive. Most people don't understand that till they're on their deathbed and it's late. I don't need to be on the deathbed and it's too late. I know now, but there's nothing you can do about it. You can't you can't change society, okay? You can't. But what you can do is go against it your own way. And don't apologize to anybody. I didn't apologize to that supermarket checker. I didn't try to rationalize to her. Her mind was made up, okay? She is, I'm sorry, unless proven otherwise, she is a homo inferior, okay? I'm sorry to say. I was too. I was too. When I was a curmudgeon and I was a complainer and I was an asshole toward women and a drunk or whatever, I was a homo inferior too. But then I said, you know what? I got to figure out how I can go up. And then I started to read it. I started to read. And I started to watch. And I started to hear about these guys, Dr. Wayne Dyer. I started to listen to the other guys, the David Goggins, Ed Milet, Tony Robbins, all these other people. So I'm listening to these people, how they became successful, how their attitude is, and how they think differently and everything. Because I want to climb out of that shit. That's where the shit is, those people. And then the average, the sheep. I don't want to be like that. I want to figure out what makes people tick. I want to learn how people became successful in all walks of life. Yes, money is incredibly important if you don't have it. It's incredibly vital. But it's not everything. If you don't have it, it is. And I don't have it. What I mean by a sizable amount, was it Tom Vu, I almost said. Come to my seminar. Tom Vu. If you're OG, you know what that is, that guy. No. This Asian guy. His name will come to me. He has a book called F.U. Money. And the point of his book is that he made enough money so you can go F you to society, live life on your terms. When you have enough of that money, you can go like F you. I don't have to be your little wage slave and stuff. I got enough on my own. He's pretty good, that guy. I forget what his name is. His name will come to me. But, I give people a chance. I give people successful people. I know it's not all about money, but it is in a way, because most people spend their whole life trying to accumulate a sizable amount of it. So I said it's incredibly important, but remember, it's not everything. It's most. It's most. And anybody that tells you differently is lying, okay? They're lying to you. Because women want security. Money buys security, buys houses, buys everything. It buys everything. Listen to me very carefully. But you have to understand something. I said it buys everything. Okay? I didn't say it is everything. There's a difference. It buys everything, but it is not everything. I may say buys anything, but it's not everything. But it is so fucking important that you could be the nicest guy in the world, have the purest heart, and have no bad intentions, and be the kind. Doesn't matter. You can't provide. You have no security. Don't have any money. Society is going to, you are a homo inferior. Okay. You might be thinking like up here, but without that money, you are a homo inferior. It works in reverse. Remember, I told you you could have a shitload of money, but the no quality is a garbage person and all these things. You could still be homo inferior, in my mind. Unfortunately, most of the sheep go, "You're up here. You got money." Yeah, that's how most people think. But I'm not most people. I'm not most people. I see beyond. Okay. But unfortunately, look how many women settle for guys just because they offer security. And they're homo inferiors or rotten people, whatever. You took them off the market, dude, I can't compete. I can't compete. I hate that word can't. But unfortunately, you can only try to do the best you can. I mean, you have to understand, like, without. Look, if it was so easy to make big money, then there'd be plenty. Well, there's millionaires. A lot of people, they're getting inheritance, the real estate. They snowballed whatever. I told you I made catastrophic errors with credit, without leverage. Well, there's ways you can tie up real estate without that. They tell you that kind of shit, but in reality, no. When you live in a high end area and you're not high end, it's like being a bum in Beverly Hills. Okay, all right. Now I told you I'm working relentlessly on trying to repair, trying to get ahead in all walks of life, all facets of my life, everything. It takes time. And as you get older, time is the most valuable. You don't have a lot of it. Those young women, I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know. It just hurts. Like when you never get. It's sad, In my mind, it's a crying shame. You go through life and you're a good person. It doesn't shine. No, it doesn't shine because it's blocked out by the cloud of financial success that the people of Los Angeles, the wealthy, have. The power, they box you out that way. You're boxed out by celebrity. You're boxed out by wealth. And any woman that says that, oh, I'm just looking for a nice person, he doesn't have to have all that, they're lying. They're lying to themselves and they're lying to you. Okay. There are exceptions to everything. I know there's anomalies out there. I know. But women lie to themselves and they'll lie to you about that. There's too many, or else there wouldn't be all these billboards and all this shit about wealth and all this kind of stuff and showing you the makeups and hair. They spend so much money on their hair and makeup and everything. Why? Because they want to look good for the fucking dude, the successful man that's got the money. They know their looks are everything. They know. Now, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But the problem is, they're brainwashed to believe that by their friends telling them, "You're so beautiful. Look at the way she dresses. Look at her dress that she's wearing and her hair and everything. She's so beautiful." Like, that's the most important thing. Because they're selling you a lie. That's a lie. Okay? Now, I know I'm a visual guy, but I don't fall for the lie, okay? I don't. The sheep all fall for it. They all fall. And the homo inferiors definitely all fall for it. But not the people up here. It's not a big deal. It's a farce, they know. What did Ross Jeffries say? The only reason to put a woman on a pedestal is so you could look up her skirt. Okay? I don't believe women are beneath me. I believe it should be absolutely even. Absolutely. Not above or below. Equal. But it's not that way. There's a video I saw, commercials, a Jennifer Lopez video, well, not video, and these guys are climbing on top of each other, like fighting to get to her, like, you know, they're all beating each other. It was a ridiculous nonsense fucking thing, the dumbest thing I ever seen. I saw it years and years ago. Because that's what they want to sell you. They want to sell you that she is so high and mighty, above everything, that there's no man that's good enough for her, kind of thing. Okay? That's the lie. And that's the fool that they made you out to be. Okay? That's one example. There's endless examples of women like that aren't as famous as she is. And they watch this and they push this and they tell you that they are so far high above you. So stupid. Sad. I don't see. I will not turn. That's what Luke Skywalker said in Return of the Jedi. I will not turn. I will not fall for it. Remember, I said equal. I did not say beneath me or above me. But when you try to treat women like that, it's almost unacceptable. It's like unacceptable. They say, it sounds nice, doesn't it? In an ideal world, it would be. But how many guys hold the door open for the women? Oh, that's being courting or whatever like that. Wait, hey, it's always more than that. It's not always not that simple. Okay? I mean, a woman can't hold her open her fucking door. I gotta be like the little slave bitch, a valet guy, you know, like a schmuck. I'm sorry. I said equal. And that's the fucking problem. I want you to be beneath them. I'm not beneath you. Never will be. I may get nothing. More than likely. I'll never get nothing, you know? Because unfortunately, most people out there are the sheep. You know, they're the average. That's the majority. Or the homo inferior, which are even more of. So you've got, like, out of everybody, you got so much that fit into what I consider beneath me. And remember, I said the reason that I say that is because they do not put in the time to better themselves, do education, stuff like that. Example again, that woman. Summary judgment. Judging me based on what some guy told her, what she thinks, what she thinks that she sees me do in the market, which is nothing more than being assertive. Okay? That's all it is. Not letting somebody push me around. But in her mind, you're the guy that comes in here and makes problems or whatever. You can't rationalize with somebody like that. You can't. It would take you too long, to try to teach them. Their mind would have to be incredibly open. They could be taught, but it's not my job. There's too many of those people out there. It's not worth my time. I can't. I'm sorry. You have to be selfish in life. You have to make on your own. I have hard enough time on my own to try to better myself. I have no problem trying to help somebody, but you know what? I got to get my needs met first. Somebody said you got to pay yourself first, right? In life and business or something like that. Well, once I start getting some, results, some action for all my time I put in, then I would consider, okay, well, you know what? If somebody asks for it, but let me tell you something. People are too hard-headed. They don't want to, nobody wants to be embarrassed, okay? They're not going to come up to you and say, hey, you know what? I'm a defeated loser. Can you please help me? They're not going to do that, okay? I would. If it was somebody that would help me, that was of power, I would humble myself in any way. Because I know if that person is like a master and they could help me, I would. But they're not going to help you, okay? That's just the way it works. They want to get paid for their time or whatever. But that's how it is. You have to. People want to get compensated for their skills and abilities. That's why they write books. They can sell books. They make money. Okay? You have to understand, unfortunately, how powerful money is. Okay? Money, is like, if everything, here, let me just try to digress on this. What does money not buy? What does money? Now, I want you to think about this, and don't really throw out your answers. And because this is archived. I leave this stuff up there, and I want you to ask yourself this: what does money not buy? When I say think about it, I really want you to think about it. Because you're trying to throw out an answer, love or something. Yeah, you're not thinking. You're not thinking. What's the number one cause of divorce or separation? It's money. Okay? If that's the number one cause, which is about 50% in America, two-thirds in Southern California, 66%, then why are people getting married? You think they love each other. Okay, well, go deeper. The guy has a good job or something. Well, that means he makes money. Okay? You can buy a house that costs money. You can go on trips that cost money. I have a car that costs money. Put gas in the car costs money. To eat costs money. To go whatever, to watch something costs money. To keep the lights on in the house, electricity, everything costs money. Do you understand how powerful money is? Now, I just want you to think again. What can money not buy? Pay for your gym membership to keep you in good shape. Good food, quality food, which could extend your life. What can money not buy? Can't buy you more time. Well, I just said through good nutrition and health and working out and stuff. Okay? So it can buy you potentially more time. What can money not buy? Can't buy you friends and stuff like that. And, no, it can't. People around successful people, they're not friends. All right? Whatever you say, I can argue against, and you will not have a leg to stand on. Okay? It is the ultimate control. All right? It controls everything. Everything. And the people that have enough of it can control anything they want. Just about. Within, through manipulation, clever, how the world actually works. So that's why, if you're a good person, and you're kind and you've got a good heart, and you would never hurt anything or mean anything bad on any woman or anything, that's why it doesn't shine. Okay? Because you're overmatched. Way overmatched. It's like, we'll go somewhere else. It doesn't work like that in other countries. I don't care about other countries. I live here in the United States where I know I'm free. I'm not going to no fucking anywhere else. All right? Shouldn't have to. Everybody in the fucking world comes here for a reason. Some of the most wealthiest people in entertainment live here. I'm going to go somewhere else. Anybody. Vague criticism. That's all it takes, is for you to be down there in the bottom of the sheep and the homo inferior, is your vague criticisms. Okay? They count for nothing. That's what most people do. They judge, summary judgment, vague, and criticize you. That girl in the market, prime example. I don't look, to me, she's a non-existent entity. I wouldn't even acknowledge her, whatever. Just as long as I had to pay for something. That's the only thing. She is meaningless to me. She's being controlled by that whoever, of how to think, or her made-up mind, preconceived notion. She never seen somebody, maybe in her life, she's never seen anybody assertive before. She thinks I'm just an asshole. Who tell these people that? When did it come in that, like if you're just an assertive guy, that you're an asshole? That's proper brainwashing is what it is. The sheep are told that. The homo inferiors are told that. That's what they all believe. I'm going to make my fiery chicken thing. I hope you enjoyed this one. Another open and honest episode about the fight, and you have to hold. Like in 300, you have to hold. Those 300 guys, they hold when the fucking Persian army saying overwhelming everything. They put up their shield. Hold. Do not let those fuckers come in. And that's what's happening. When you do things a little differently, society is like that Persian army. The masses of the numbers are going to try to force their beliefs on you. All of that. I'll remember all in the movie. Watch 300. If you've never seen it, remember they try in numbers, but their numbers count for nothing. The numbers count for. They all went over the edge until the hunchback betrayed them. He wouldn't let him in. The hunchback showed the way around, the way, or else those 300 guys would have killed all of them. It didn't matter. Their millions count for nothing. They have no chance against a Spartan warrior. No chance. Because those Spartan warriors are trained ever since they were fucking babies. It's amazing. But they were trained in education too. Not just to kill like that. It's intelligence. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. When you got this. Yeah. That's real sport. That's real something. Not these idiots that you see doing CrossFit, exercising, Spartan training marathon thing. Okay? That's not what I'm talking about. These idiots that wear the Spartan, Spartan marathon I did. Yeah, I had to run and bike and train and do CrossFit and everything. Wrong. And the third time, wrong. That's the narrative they're trying to sell you. This nonsense, okay? That's not real Spartan warrior living, okay? What real Spartan warrior living is what I'm attempting to do here, okay? At a relatively old age already. That's real fucking Spartan living. Learning how to strengthen your body to defend yourself, okay? Physically, and then how to educate yourself intellectually. That's the real Spartan fucking way, okay? Through challenging your own deficiencies, whatever it is. If you're a curmudgeon, if you're a bitter person, if you're a complainer, elimination of all this garbage, toxic garbage that's holding you down. If you're shy, becoming bold. If you're poor, becoming wealthy. Everything, okay? You should have everything. If you're not in good shape, you got to get in good shape. If you have money and you're fat, what you got to do is you got to use that money to get you out of being fat. And the people don't want to do that. They don't want to do it. I got a friend, a good friend that this guy has got more money than he knows what to do with, but he's in horrible shape. He won't spend. He's got to get a deal on a personal trainer. I got to get a deal. There is no deal. When you go to see a doctor, you want the absolute best doctor if you have money, and you will pay the doctor for it. It's the same fucking thing. But the problem is most people's mentality is backwards, okay? They hire a personal trainer, some young 20-something fucking dude that could not hold my fucking hold my jock strap, okay? He couldn't, and that's why I told you I shit talk. That's why I have a Master of Science degree. I could show it to you. It doesn't mean, Hold on a second, pull up my pants for a minute. I fucking just talk in life, right? Why just talk in life? I'm gonna show you. You see what this says right here? Okay? Master of Science in Physical Education, okay? All right? I don't just talk shit. I show, okay? I don't have to go to the fucking gym and show a copy of that. I don't have to. But my point is that, it's retarded. In my mind, I should be able to get easily $150, $200 an hour for my time if I want it without even trying. Okay? Without even trying. But the problem is our society doesn't, it's whoever's got the best bedside manner, whoever's promoting themselves the most or whatever, whoever looks good the most, It's the dumbest. It's a stupid, or whoever's got enough money to open up their own personal gym or something like that. It's backwards. Don't you see? It's all backwards. It's not who's like, you know, it's everything but. It's everything but. And that's why I don't care. That's why I don't care, okay? You're not fooling me. They ain't fooling me, okay? You can't. How can you know more that somebody's been doing this and educating himself? In the morning of 9/11, at 6 in the morning, I was in the gym in Los Angeles when the planes hit 9 a.m., 9:30, whatever, in New York. I watched it. I was doing lying V's, leg curls. You going to challenge me, a 24-year-old personal trainer? Somebody that I was training when you were in diapers. You can't. In my mind, I'm sorry, in my mind, like, whoever, I don't care how much money you're making, you should be behind me. I'm sorry, that's how I look at it. But unfortunately, society doesn't look at it that way. I remember like Equinox, I saw a thing, they were hiring some type of like district manager or something like that. I said, all right, I'll put an application like that. I'll put in. And they came back at me and says, you know what, I just don't think that you're like a right fit for us. And I go, you know, I'm just not surprised. I'm not surprised the way you fucking think. The way you're high end, you know. I'm sorry. Like, you know, you're too intense or whatever. I love that one. I love that one. I've gotten that one a million times. You're too intense. Well, you know what you are? You're too watered down. You know? You're too zombie. I don't know. I could really like try to come up with something real like, you know, are you even alive? I mean, you can really give somebody you're too intense. It's called passion. Okay? It's called passion. You call it intense because you are down here. Okay? And you will stay there. Most people will stay there because it is too fucking hard for most people to go up. The air gets thinner up there. You need more equipment. You need more knowledge, more education, more tenacity, more drive. It gets fucking hard when you start going up there. And I know, equating it to fucking climbing Mount Everest, I know there's a lot of people that have climbed that. That's not a mountain, okay? It's a different kind of a mountain. It's a mountain in your mind. Each one, everybody's got their own personal mountain, okay? And most people are not going to go up it. No fucking way. It's too hard. They'll go up mountain. They'll look when they climb Mount Everest. You think they go up by themselves? Those people, they're making their a team and something. They have to have other people to help them. It's too fucking hard. There's people that have gone up by themselves, yes. But Stallone said something in Rocky 6. Rocky Balboa. It's how much you can take and keep moving. It's not how hard you can hit. It's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Okay? I worked really hard for that master's degree. I got that when I was 44 years old. 47 now. It took me almost 3 years. I had to transfer credits in from other school. It took all this fucking shit. It was hard. This fucking bitch. This capstone, I remember. Then the grade wasn't good. I had to retake it again. Then I fucking fought up, down, left, and fucking right. But I made my point that grade, you know, for the capstone, it was good. It wasn't in the college catalog. And they even told me, the administration, they said, you can be as damn well sure it will be in the next college catalog. I found the loophole, okay? I found it. That's how I got that degree. This fucking bitch that tried to keep me from getting my master's. English teacher. She had no business being in the phys ed department. Has no business. What happened was the people that I was started the program with, they left. They left the program, and this fucking woman came in there, you know. An English teacher criticizing, like my writing, tearing it apart. Instead of what was important was the content. And the same thing happened in my doctor program. These fucking morons. Another asshole. It's the content that matters. Because what they need to realize, you're in a doctor degree, you don't have to be the greatest scholarly writer. It's how you teach. How you can be a doctor means a teacher. But these morons, they your scholarly writing, your dissertation has to be perfect. You don't understand. That should be minimal, like the errors, the writing errors that are. That should be. It's what's inside. The content is what's important. And fucking keeping me from that degree. Really, boy, you want to talk about something that agitates me? Is something like that. That's a subject for another time, though. Can you imagine putting years and years and years into trying to get an advanced degree, and then you don't get it? It's like working for 3 years and not getting paid. At the end of 3 years, you go, we're not going to pay you for all the work you did. I can't even show you the emotion of how I would feel after doing all that work and not getting the degree. You know? Unbelievable, In a way, I could equate that the same thing to the women thing. See, everything I talk with relates to something. I try to relate everything to everything. Just, the pounding is unbelievable. I used to say this. I used to say it feels like God is punishing me. That's what I used to say that. But then I started thinking to myself, I said, wait a second. Maybe society is punishing me. And I started thinking about that. And then came to conclusion, wait a second. Maybe not God's not punishing me. Maybe not society is not punishing me. Maybe it's you're just different. You're just different. You think differently. And not everybody, unfortunately, who's an outlier is rewarded for that. Okay? Apple, they used to have that think different. That was their slogan. So it showed Steve Jobs, and showing other people, Gandhi, John Lennon, all these famous people, Mother Teresa, whatever. Think different. Jimi Hendrix, whatever. Showing you the people that were rewarded, fame, whatever, for thinking different. But not everybody is, okay? Not everybody does get rewarded for it. Or maybe, it hasn't happened yet or whatever. But you're fighting against something. You're fighting against a current called society. Now, again, I know, I say this a million times. I never said you do not break any laws, okay? But most people are not assertive. Most people kind of do what they're told. Most people go along with the generic narrative of life, okay? I just don't. I just do not believe in it. I don't feel people that work, the money, the amount of money you get paid for the work you do, it's not enough. It's enough to keep you it's like on life support. It's like you're kind of on a deathbed or something. It's not enough money to get you out of the hospital. You're on the deathbed of life. They're just giving you a little fluids, that money to keep you alive barely. That's all it is. $15 an hour, $20 an hour. How can you buy a house? How can you do anything with the median price? You can't in Los Angeles. So it's like being in an ICU. You can't leave the hospital. You're not financially fit enough to. Because it's intentionally made that way. It doesn't happen by accident. It's intentionally designed that way. I didn't say I could figure out everything. I don't know everything of everything. I never said I did. Okay? I never said I know everything of everything. I would love to know everything of everything, but I don't. Just how can you learn anything when you're so busy being part of the way that the sheep move? You don't have time. You can't think about these things. Like that woman, it all comes back to the first thing I said about the woman at the market. How can she come up from being down there? She can't. She's too busy working. It's part of she plugged into that. So somebody tells her that guy's a bad guy or something like that, and I see him around and he's just a rotten person. She can't. There's no individuality of her thinking of thinking. Well, why? What makes that guy a bad guy? What What did he do? He's just holding his ground. He's standing up for his own beliefs. He's not putting anybody down. But she'll never be able to think for herself because homo inferiors and sheep don't. And that's what most people are. That's what you are. More than likely, that's what you are. Okay? I'm sorry, but that's reality. And in order to change that, you're going to have to go through life without blinders on. And most people, they just don't do that. They can't. Because if you take those blinders off, and you start seeing everything like differently that's coming at you, you probably aren't going to be able to, you're not going to be able to take the hits because you're going to get criticized, you're going to get ridiculed, you're going to get judged, you're going to get laughed at, you're going to get booed, you're going to be called crazy, you're going to be this and that. Everything and their mother is going to come at you. Okay? Most people they're just not raised. Most people, unfortunately, are raised to stay down here. And there they will stay for their entire life. Maybe on their deathbed, they'll kind of come to that when it's over, when it's at the very, very, very end, they'll have some type of epiphany or something. There's almost no fucking way because nobody has really challenged their beliefs. It's just too hard. It's too hard for most people, okay, to think about anything else other than what they have been told. But remember what Yoda said at Empire Strikes Back. You must unlearn what you have learned. Very powerful statement. I hope you enjoyed this one. I will continue. I will try to keep open and honest with you people. Again, remember, this is about me, okay? This is about my struggles, about me getting what I want out of life. I don't care about your things telling me. I don't care you writing, telling me that, good job. I don't care about your criticisms either. They do absolutely nothing, okay? They mean nothing. It's like all of my years going out dancing and people clapping for me. It doesn't count for nothing, okay? It means zero, all right? And if that hurts your ego, I'm sorry. But that's part of growth. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm gonna make my fiery chicken thing. Maybe I'll make something else. I don't know. At least I give some good food recommendations.